Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was gonna go live earlier, but I may have spent half an hour looking for tiny spoons. It'll all make sense when we talk more about what we're brainstorming today. Hi, Gith! Welcome, hello, hello, hello. So, a couple of things first before we begin. You may have noticed, if you are subbed, there has been a purge of emotes. We have a lot of empty emote slots. 7 of them, in fact. Tiny spoons for nose candy. No, gross, ew. Don't worry, I'm getting rid of, out with old, gonna start commissioning, Charlotte for new emotes to replace them, but, kinda try to move on from something, so. We're also missing the icon for channel points that I'm gonna have redone, but yeah. Or I'll redo it, I don't know. Haven't figured that one out yet. But yeah, don't panic, things are coming. Things are changing. It's all good stuff. It'll be great. So yeah. One of these days I'll have face cam again. I'm hoping tomorrow to convince my brother to crawl underneath the house to hook up my to hook up the Ethernet cable. So hopefully we can have better internet. And I can have time to do face cam. Right now I'm too afraid to do face cam. So, what am I doing today? For those who saw my Twitter post yesterday and today, I ran a poll seeing if people would be interested in having streams about this board game idea I'm working on. And I'm so super excited for it. You guys have no idea. It's gonna be great. I have so many ideas. Hence the tiny spoons. The tiny spoons are part of the board game. But you guys, I got a bunch of votes on that poll saying that people would be interested in that. And because I'm super excited and kind of bounce into my seat most of the time, we're gonna do that today. We're gonna do some of that today. Might not be the whole stream. We'll see. We might do gaming later. But for now, here's what I want to do. So we're gonna do some brainstorming. I should probably, I had no idea exactly how I was gonna go about this, so I don't have everything open that I should probably have open. Okay, thank you, Google Drive, for that. Okay. So, I'm actually so excited I went out and bought foam board to make a board out of, like the actual board for the board game out of. And I bought cardstock to start making cards. I'm nowhere near to that level yet, but I'm prepared. I wanted to get the stuff now, so that when I am ready, I already have it. So we're here. I have that stuff ready to go. What? Pages? No, I don't. I like having pages. It shows me how far I've come. gonna go this screen. And do I have a capture for this? Ooh, I do. As long as I don't minimize my screen. Okay. Oh. Oh, well, that's kind of problematic, though. That's a lot of space we're not using. Ah, what? What is happening? Well, I mean... Oh, okay. I don't... This is working to do what I want it to do, but it's doing it in a weird way, so it's kind of throwing me off. But, you know... How? Wait, what? I don't really want... How to do this? How to do this? Cause that's not... Oh wait, I've got it. 200%. Oh, now I just sort of ruined everything. Well, I can fix that, I hope. No, see? Okay. That's... Y'all don't need to see what's at the bottom of the screen. There! That works, right? That looks good. We'll just kind of scooch it over here so, like, I don't know, it's not hiding behind me. What do you think? Does that look good? Oh, hold on. I need to go grab something from this screen. There! Kyo, move up please. And just try to smush this over here. I don't know. I think that works. Don't you think that works? I think that works. I have everything written down on a notebook. We're gonna go through everything I've got so far. Ouch. And y'all can help me brainstorm. Okay. So, first of all, I want this to be, like, players 1 to, I don't even know, some number of players. But I want it to be able to be played with multiple people, but also with, like, yourself, if you wanted to. And I want it to be fun for both. So that's that plan. So we're gonna go with that. Excuse me. Okay. Sometimes I forget that the normal word commands don't work in Google Docs. Oh no. We're gonna start with 1-4, maybe more. Which means we're gonna need player icons. Okay. I need to figure out. Okay, so first question I have for myself, because this, I need to figure out how do we define. Hi, Payno. Board games are a serious business chat. Are they? They might be. How do I find around? Because I have no idea how we're gonna do that, but it's gonna have 2 parts to it at least, because there's the daily life part and the hi Ginger, welcome, and we're just gonna call it void part. Okay. So far what I have is that at the start of each round, you start with, or each player starts with 5 task cards. Which means I need to make task cards. Creating a game? I'm creating a board game. I'm gonna make a board game. I'm gonna make a physical copy of the board game, and then I'm gonna try to put it into Tabletop Simulator so that people can beta test it, and then like I can make it available to more people. So hey, I'm not gonna lie, I read your "So how is tasty" chat today. So how tasty is chat today? And I was a little concerned. But only a little concerned because it's you. It sounds like something you would do. Okay. Want to go over the game's big concept? So chat is always tasty, yes. Okay, hold on. Big concept as in like, what do you mean? Help me out here. What do you need? What do you mean? What kind of experiences you want the player to have? Like with the spoons and all. Okay. Yes. Alright, so basically what this is. Okay. It'd be a good way to explain it. Okay, so basically, if you guys were here for like the glitch video game story idea and some of the things I tossed around for that, I'm basically taking that and putting it into a board game. So the players will have different sessions where like in a round you'll have one session where you have to go through like life and you have these tasks you have to complete, and each task will require you to spend a X number of spoons, and the card will have that on there. Like the task cards will have that on there. And brain. So that's why I need spoons. Because I want literal spoons to use for this. And if you don't know what spoons are, it's a term that some people use. I'm just gonna generalize some people because it's used for different groups, but basically they use it to explain how much like energy they have, and not just like physical energy, but like emotional energy and like mental energy. So like if you're talking to someone and you're like, hey, you want to go like to the club or whatever, they're like, I don't really have the spoons for that. It's kind of like that's gonna take too much effort or too much energy for them, and they just don't have the right energy levels for that, whether it's mentally or physically or emotionally. So we're using that concept in the game, and I'm going to use literal spoons to showcase that. Yeah, like the overall concept in game loop. Okay. So that's the one part. And then there's another part where like there's going to be a kind of combat system because you'll be at the end of the first part of the round. You'll have to like go and fight like bad brain things. That's what I'm calling them for right now. I don't have all of that set, but like it's gonna be kind of just like a battle of the brain, you know, like when you go to bed at night and you're thinking about all the things you didn't get to do, or the things that you said to that certain person and wondering how they took it, kind of thing. That's what that part's gonna represent, and it's gonna have a kind of like combat, quote unquote, feel to it. I'm missing something. Oh, what did I miss from Ginger? I missed. Hold on, scrolling. Struggling. Thinking about driving out to visit Grim and Cass for a mental rest. Ooh. Lots of hugs to Ginger. You should not the mood not being able to find a new place. Until about a month after you move out? Oh, that's rough. I'm so sorry. I'm sure something will come up and things will work out for you. Of course, I get a call right after asking for overview. Oh no. Okay, so like, okay. So, 2 parts. Here, I'm gonna make this a little bit easier. Sure. Battling brain demons part. That works. So players have to try and complete all their tasks for second part starts. And I have to define how that even happens, but we'll get there. No worries, Ginger. Kano, I feel like you asked me a question I wasn't even prepared 100% to answer. And I really wasn't, but... Or maybe just not in the ways that would make it easy. Felt like I had a good thought there. Then it died. Alright, we'll come back. This actually kind of goes down here. Hold on. I'm trying to think of ways to make things stick out more. Okay, so if need to do, we'll highlight. There. So for each task part that was completed, the player positive mental card for every task not completed. 80. Okay, dude. Okay. That sounds bad, but that's not. It's not what I mean. Alright, hold on. Pause it to and make it to okay. Do. Also, how's the music in the background? Not too loud? If it's too loud, let me know. I can turn it down. It's just kind of there, so it's not empty space behind me when I'm not talking. Just started a new keyboard? Woo! Turns out the company is local. Nice! 2 custom builders in your area. Wow. That's awesome. Music is fine? Cool. Thank you. That's so cool, Gift. Oh. Too bad the other company is like $3,000 for a board. Ooh. Yikes. No, no. I have a lot of cards planned for this game. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But for now, it is what it is. They might change, but for now, we've got cards. Lots of cards. Your keyboard? That's what it sounds like. That's a lot for a keyboard. That is a large amount, I'm not gonna lie. Oh. That's why I don't okay. Right? That's stupid expensive for a keyboard. I'm not just right. That's like crazy. Like, what's it made out of? Gold or something? Gold plated? Diamond and jeweled? When it's the cost of a cheap used car? Yeah, right? That's nuts. Cool. That's about the same, right? No. Nope. Yes? What did I pay for my monitor? I don't know. Ignore me. I don't remember. Not right now. But yeah, no, that's crazy. Or not monitor, PC. Alright. The merch keyboard users can be nuts. It's not unusual to see people drop 500 on a set of keycaps. Ugh. Listen, I have to buy a new turtle tank for Toshi, a new aquarium for Toshi. And the next size up is going to be the last size I'm going to get. So I'm going to go for the 120-gallon tank. And that's going to cost $600. And you're telling me that a set of keycaps can cost almost as much as a 120-gallon aquarium? That's crazy. That's huge? Well, yeah. She's in a 45-gallon now. And she's already outgrown it. Because you need 10 gallons for every inch that your turtle is in diameter. And I haven't measured her lately, but she can reach 12 inches. So 120 gallons, and I'm gonna pray that's the last one I'll ever need. That's how you spell caveats? I guess it makes sense now that I say it out loud. Okay. Okay. I can't spell today. Okie dokie. Trying to think if that's all. Oh yeah! They're gonna be okay. Yep. That's not the one I want. Why? When did I turn caps lock on? Okay. I didn't even add. Hannah, did I even adequately cover what you wanted me to cover? I was just like, yeah, no, that's all I've got, and then moved on. Hi, Graham, still at work, gonna be lurking? No problem. Have a great rest of your shift. Hope it goes well. Don't work too hard. And I'm glad you're here. Okay. I turned that off already. Oh. Oops. Ignore that for a second. I'm pretty sure I know I had that set up where it wasn't supposed to capture OBS. Ooh. Alright. Okay, so that's the gist of things that I've got so far. Sort of. Mostly. This is the Mime Junior. Okay. Wait. I do have some potentially awesome news to tell you later. Ooh, I like awesome news. Brain is in multiple places, and even if it wasn't, I'm not gonna nip it. Okay, fair. Okay. So far, it's a lot of cards. A lot of card decks. I don't know if it's gonna be one dice or multiple dice. I haven't quite figured this out yet, because I also don't know how big the spaces are gonna be. So I think once I have that down and can see one dice should be enough. Okay, I'm listening. And yeah, chat, feel free to jump in with questions, ideas, thoughts, whatever. Use it moving with more cards and more decks. No, I think I'm gonna stick with the die. I'm gonna stick with the die. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 decks already. 5 decks of cards. Or move based on spoons even? Well, and I was also kind of thinking that movement itself would also cost spoons to do. So like you have to have, you know, X number of spoons in your possession to even be able to roll the dice to see how far you can go. You know? But sometimes you're hungry and you need food, but you don't really have the spoons to get up and walk to the kitchen to make food. And I think I want to include that also into the game. Or are you thinking more of like you have to spend X number of spoons to move X number of spaces? Like for like every space you want to move, it's 1 spoon. Because we could do that. Spend spoons to move. Okay. Okay. spoons are too big. So what I found on Etsy are like these little spoon charms, and they're very small, and they've got like a little loop, which is whatever. But like it comes in a pack of 50. I was like, perfect. I don't care that they're like jewelry charms for like making necklaces or earrings or whatever. All that means to me is like at the end of the game you could like loop them onto something and keep them safe. Those things are just easier when you have more spoons. Well, yeah, they are. So we could do that. We have to figure out how many... Okay, so... okay, so this is just gonna be questions. How many spoons does each player start with? Because that'll be important too. There is another deck of cards. I knew that which one I was missing. So, I'm been trying to figure out how to build this board with two parts to it, and I think I can't remember if it was Phoenix or Zana who brought up this idea, but the board is going to be reversible. So it has like the house map on one side. Oh my gosh, trying to type and speak it at the same time. And then the void map on the other side. Because every day you're gonna like, at the each round you're gonna start at the same spot because it's a whole other day. So basically like you wake up in your bed, in your room, hopefully. So, just flip the board over for the other part. I think that'd be cool. Okay. So the other deck of cards is for the void side. Oh my gosh, brain. So let me first start it off the screen. So for this side, there's going to be spaces on the board where players are going to have to draw a random encounter card. That's the other deck. And then like that card will showcase like what you need to do to defeat that enemy. Oh, this was the other reason why I had a dice too though, Kano. Not just for movement, though I do like this spending spoon ideas, but also for the combat, which I guess it could just be used for combat. tie. Thank you. Peanut! You're not helping. Enemy. You know, I was thinking about this today, and I don't know why, but my brain started thinking about how we would take this board game and turn it into a video game, and my brain started thinking of, yeah, hi Peanut, thinking of Lost in Random. Because that has, like, cards and stuff in it. And that might actually be a kind of cool way to do the video game portion. Because I still do want to turn this into a video game. But the board game idea right now is a lot of fun to deal with. Or to work with. It's gonna be a lot of work. But that's okay. I don't remember what this line was for. Do. I have things to consider still. That's a good question. Oh. Okay, so... that kind of thing. Okay. What if... I know this is just a bunch of random brainstorming thing, but from what you guys have seen and heard me talking about so far, what do you guys think so far about this? Hold on. I'm noticing something. wait. You guys are gonna see OBS here. Hold up. I'm excited. So glad. I'm so glad. Oh, you're not actually gonna copy or show OBS? Okay. I don't know why you did the last time then. There. I noticed it was cutting off words. Okay. So that's the main brainstorming things I have for... Is it? Hold on. Flip over the page, Corey. What else is here? Oh. Oops. Where's that part? Oh yeah. And then I had, because I was trying to think of ways to choose the other cards still. That is the basics of my brainstorm in 2 days. That is what I have after 2 days. Okay. Well. Anybody got any thoughts of any kind based off this? I've never made a board game before, but this is exciting for me. I really hope this turns out good. Okay. Well, we can circle back to things. I want to start... Because I also had another idea for the board. Because basically I want to make the... So the reason why we have character cards here is that the cards are going to basically tell you things about your character. And it'd be like, your character is 15 years old and whatever. And based on what you draw to build this character, that will, oh yeah, that was what was going to determine how many spoons you get. I remember now. Because based on what you draw, it'll tell you how many spoons you start with. And so basically the whole point with that is not just to determine that, but also like so that each time you go and play, it can be a completely different experience. So like one time you might play, you're like, I don't know, a 30-year-old writer who is trying to make a video game and works a full-time job. And then the next time you could be, I don't know, be a 21-year-old who just started college, but your parents pay for everything. Or whatever, you know? And like, so each time you play, you'll get different cards and it'll like tell a different story about your character, its background, and it'll be a different experience. And I kind of want to expand on that a bit. And maybe make like the map be sort of like either one you can put together yourself or add onto if you wanted to. Like say you start with like the basics, you're in like a 1-bedroom house, you've got a bedroom, a bathroom, a kitchen, a living room, dining room together thing, and maybe a laundry room, or maybe your laundry's in the bathroom, whatever. You have that, but then you could also like add extra bedrooms, add extra bathrooms, have a basement, add on a shed or a garage or an attic kind of thing. And basically add on to the map or just like build your own map so it's different each time. But I like the idea, but I haven't yet brained out how I would make that work. I was actually thinking about it today, and I don't want to be like, here's a generic house, and now everybody, like, supposed to represent how everybody is supposed to live. I don't really want to do that, you know? I want to make it, like, I don't know, reflect. And again, add to the whole, like, each experience and time playing it is different and unique. Oops. I can't spell. It's fine. Because I kind of like that idea too. And then like, if you make the house bigger, there's more tasks that can be done. But also, you'd be making the other map bigger. Or like maybe you have to buy the expansions. And the expansions come with like new map pieces and new cards, like task cards for those map pieces. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that's a future thing. Maybe we just start basic for now and think that about that later. Okay. So okay. Now it's time to go through daily life and figure out all the tasks that we do. All the time. This is fun. Dishes. Laundry. I'm also thinking about having task cards that would like make you lose your next turn. For instance, like, let's say you have to go grocery shopping. You have to leave the house. So because you have to leave the house, you lose your next turn, kind of thing. Or maybe that won't be a task card, but like a random life card. Like you suddenly remember that you forgot to get groceries for the week and now you have to go get groceries, so then you lose a turn. Maybe better for the random life card. Oh wait, hold on. This should be different. Wash laundry. And put away. Those are two separate things. So then... Okay. Also, is anybody else having buffering issues with the stream? Or is it just me? No buffering? Just me? Good. Olivia, stop sometimes capturing yourself. Stream has been clean on this end. Okay, cool. I haven't really dropped many frames, but like on my laptop it's been buffering every once in a while. So just thought I'd check. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. What other things do you have to do? Organize the content, maybe? What other daily tasks do we do every day? I don't really know. I pretty much... Oh, wait, hold on. Haha. And, like, we could break things down, too. Like, for the cleaning the kitchen, we could break that down into, like, sweeping the floors, cleaning the oven. Instead of it just being one thing. It actually might be better. Electrical? Scan and medpick? Not those tasks. Goodness gracious, if I could just spell today, that would be great. 2 C's or 2 U's? I think it's... Eject Pano out of the airlock. You know, that's a great task. Let's do it. What in the world? Oh my gosh. Fingers, please. Okay, so this will probably be 2 floors. And then do like the bathroom floors and vacuum. Sure. Because like, what I'm thinking is that you have to, the movement for this is you'd actually have to move to these rooms to do it. Don't know why I'm capitalizing some things and not others, but it's starting to fuck me. What else? What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing things. Sure. Oh. Okay. This one might be an interesting one. Yes. You would do all the windows. Okay, well I feel like if you're vacuuming and like washing your windows, you're gonna do them all at once, right? Not pieces. But we're gonna split them into pieces. So I guess. Oh, like that. Kitchen counters. Right, yeah. Kitchen dining. Oops. Table. Ah. Throw out expired food. I feel like that's like, what, a bi-weekly or maybe a monthly task, right? I agree with this task. Which oh, the ejecting you out of the parallel? You would. Can we think of any others? Or is that all we got? What? Columns. Can I have columns? Are there no columns? What? There they are. You didn't call him that at all. Oh, you did, but no, that's not. I just wanted this section to be. I know that's something I can do in Word, but okay. That's all I can think of for now. Wait, what? That's all I have for now. I'm gonna have to like start paying attention to everything, all these daily tasks we do in life. Ah! Hi TGM and TGM's chat. Hello Tater Tots. Welcome. How was your second stream? Boo. I already said ah. You don't get a second ah. Or I guess you do, because I just said it 2 times. How was stream? Your second stream of the day. How did it go? Kingdom 2. Isn't that the same game you were playing? Like the first one, but longer? Okay. It was the same game, right? We're brainstorming board game stuff. It was. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. I know you've been lurking. I saw. I actually have to ask Kelly something, later, if I don't forget. Pano told me I should ask Kelly something. You just spelt it the same way. I can't say much. I've been doing typos like crazy. So. Heaving. Right. Heaving. Yamanaka, I just saw what you posted in the Discord. What are you trying to do to me? More tea companies? It was about Club Penguin game development. Right. I remember now. Which is why I remembered I needed to ask. But I don't always... remember. Later. Talk later. Okay. Pass it on. Alright. Well, thanks for the raid. Take care. So, yeah. Okay, so task cards. That's that part. We'll have to add to that. Yeah, I feel like 4 players is a good number of players. Tea company is perfect for me. Listen, I have 3 tea companies as it is. Two that I would buy from regularly, and the other one I have only bought 1 tea from in We may go and look from time to time, but haven't really thought about buying anything else yet. Am I gonna have to go look at this? Okay, hold on. D&T Company. Let's go. What do we got here? Underdark and Chill. A bold take on Earl Grey. Tavern Brawl. Chocolate and coconut black tea. Elven Bazaar. Spicy chai tea. You know, that makes sense. Forest Frolic. Mango and pineapple green tea. Ooh, that does sound good. Palace Elixir, Jasmine Pearls, and Blueberry Green Tea. That sounds good. Shadowfell Slumber, non-caffeinated tart berry tea. The perfect accessories for your dungeon. So it's tea, inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. Interesting. Hi, baby girl. Welcome back. Ah. Huh. D&T is committed to delivering the highest levels of quality in both customer service and product, compensating artists and ensuring that those that create are treated with respect and dignity. I stand. It has a dragon on its logo too. I saw it. I saw it. Ending sexual harassment, discrimination, and other inappropriate behaviors in both our business and our community. Okay, stand. Reducing our impact on the environment. Stand. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. I like, okay, so I'm reading their about page, kind of skimming through it, and I like how, like, their where we've come from starts with a, we haven't met our commitments in the past, and we're going to, like, address them and be better. I kind of like that. So they're very self-aware. So, cool. And they claim to be transparent, so that's cool. Huh. Maybe we'll have to go and see the kinds of things that they have more. See what it tastes like. Test the brand. Later. Alright. Where are we at? What else do we gotta do? I don't. Oh yeah? You're gonna lay in front of the monitor? Well, I feel like we've accomplished quite a bit today. That's a big yawn. I at least got all of this here and in a much better format than randomly written all over my page as my brain thought of it. My thoughts in my notebook are a mess. Maybe, okay. I just had a thought about these task cards. So you know how sometimes you know you have to do something, but you know you don't have enough spoons to do it, so like you can choose to do the whole thing, or you can choose to do like a smaller portion. Like for instance, the thing that made me think about it was making a meal. You could either cook a full meal, or you could like make a sandwich kind of thing. Maybe the task cards will have like the one task you need to do, but then like have two options for the player. Like for like making a meal, you have the option of make a small simple meal or make a full meal, like actually cook something. And then it would cost different number of spoons based on what you chose. Okay. I kind of like this because it's reflective. Maybe not all of the task parts, because I'm not sure how I would do that. And the caveat will have to like reflect that too. Let's move this. I've got 2 pages of stuff right now. That's pretty good. Oh, maybe, okay. Maybe, like, so like, a round is like a day. One whole day. Kind of thing. And then there are like, what, 7 rounds? Make it through a week? Maybe? And like the last night, quote unquote, portion of it for the last day would be when you'd have to do this. Maybe. I am content with what we've done today with this brainstorming session. You guys want to take a break and then maybe do some gameplay? Play a video game? Maybe? Want to do that? I could. I think that'd be a good idea. Sure? Okay. So, let's do. I cannot see through you to find OBS. No. OBS, you're not supposed to show up on the screen. Whatever. I don't need that anymore. Peanut, I can't. I can't see you. Alright, so we're gonna take a break. And we'll be back soon. And we'll play a game. Which will probably cause stream to effort, but we'll deal with that when we get back. Be back soon. Welcome back, chat. I hope you had a great break. Okay. Thank you, Spotify. And now I've got to go. Let's go here. Go here. No. That's not what I added. This is good. Thank you.
Hunting, I'm on the lookout for something. I'm lonesome, but I feel alive. Your love is filling up my time. Breathing, I keep my words on the ceiling.
Let me know how the audio sounds. I think we're ready. I'm gonna go tweet that we changed. Tweeted out that we switched over to game. Game audio is still out. Okay, hold on. How is that? That's good? Okay. I'm gonna have to do that for like every different game we play, but that's, you know, that's how it goes. Let's go! Yep. So. I haven't heard from a cousin. To the okay, we already did that, I think. Oh, wait, okay. I wanna. They're here! Hi! Who are you people? Oh, it's Valeria! And, Pocket! As you approach, Valeria shushes you. She whispers softly in greeting. Hey, Corey. Shh. I thought I was gonna paint the vineyard today, but I saw your friend here sleeping so cute between the grapes. I had to change plans. You have to follow what fate leads you, you know? Sure. Pocket sits up, suddenly alert at the sound of your voice. Oh, we woke up Pocket. Oops. Shh. Nice kitty. Sleepy kitty. My sketch is almost done. Don't move. Pocket comes over to rub his head on your leg. In the process, he walks all over Valeria's paints. Oh no! I should have just nodded. I didn't even think about that when the choices were there. I'm so sorry, Valeria. She looks mad. She looks very upset. That was, okay.
No,
No, hey! Watch where those paws are going!
Ugh.
Don't eat it! That stuff is poisonous! Here, let me help you. Pocket puffs up, not at all willing to let Valeria touch his paws. Offer water to walk in? Soothe it. We can soothe it. You gently reassure Pocket of Valeria's intention. He coughs enough to let her wipe the worst away. He still seems to feel his pride is injured and walks away primly into the vineyard, tail held aloft. I'm so sorry, Valeria. So very sorry. I did not think that through at all. Oh.
Thanks.
Thanks for helping. Pets, huh? They never do what you tell them to. I guess I'm not so different, really. Maybe I can rescue this sketch with more of the vineyard imagery.
Ciao.
Bye! We didn't do so good. She murmurs a goodbye and returns to her painting. Good luck! I'm sorry! Whoops. Well, finally got to, let's go do that. Oh. Alright, so we didn't go to the fairy docks yet. We find Jonah at the ferry locks, peering down the beach and shouting. Yeah, get it! That's it! Swim! What's going on? Oh, nothing much. Just playing fetch. Did you find a dog? Oh! Chad! It's a puppy! Jonah laughs as a soaking wet dog runs up to him with a big stick. Of course. It has to be a big stick. Every dog needs a good stick, right? There she is. Who's the best girl? Is it you? Yes, you are.
Hey.
Corey, meet Mariposa. Mariposa? Corey is really a great human. Trust me on this. Name the dog Butterfly? Aww. The dog smiles at you. Is she sizing you up? No, that's probably just your imagination. Nice to meet you. Mariposa gives a short, approving bark.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just move further down the beach to keep talking. Somewhere less crowded. You walk together along the ocean, Mariposa running ahead with her tongue flopping. Jonah winds up and throws the stick far into the water. Mariposa races in after it with a big splash. Earlier I couldn't type, and now I can't read. It's fine. I've started coming here every day. She's always here, ready to play and enjoy the day. No complaints, no identity crisis, no anxiety. Just the joy of being alive. Maybe this dog will be good for Jonah. Inner peace. You're low health and there are no enemies nearby. Heal immediately to 25%. Cool. Cops are better than people? Oh, Mariposa helps me without even thinking, just by being herself. That's peak performance. A true role model. Jonah nods thoughtfully, gazing out over the ocean. And, I mean, I know Mariposa isn't some kind of dog saint because she plays fetch. Mariposa reappears soaking wet with a stick, ready for another throw. Aww. Jonah takes the driftwood and hurls it again. She bounds after it. I don't know how to put it in words properly, I guess. Let me try again. She plays fetch selfishly for her own pleasure, but that's the beauty of it, you know? So I'm a weapon, and sometimes that part of me is selfish, or even hurtful if I'm not careful. That's okay. I'm okay. If I can find joy in it somehow, maybe even my weapon form has value. Besides, would you even hang out with me if I weren't all, you know, choppy? Of course we would! Never mind, don't answer that. It doesn't matter. I didn't mean to interrogate you. Just by being here, you give me strength. Maybe I can say it more clearly next time. I hope so. He blushes lightly and looks away, his old shyness returning. Aww. You give me strength too. Right? Yeah.
Oh.
I do? I mean, yeah. Good. I didn't like that oh from D2. Oh. Did I accidentally pick the wrong thing? Is this another one of those accidentally not as safe as Corey safe for Corey as Corey thought it would be? His eyes brighten with the dawn of an idea. Can I make you dinner at your place, maybe? Are you busy tonight? Oh, sure. With a farewell head scratch for Mariposa, you both wander towards town in companionable quiet. You stop by the grocer, picking up a few veggies, and then lead him home. This is fine, right? Right? This is fine? This is fine. Right. It's okay. In the kitchen, he's loose with measurements and spices, and he dirties literally all the dishes. Sounds about right. Eventually, he presents his creation, an aromatic Japanese-style mushroom curry. That actually sounds really good. Had Japanese-style curry, not a mushroom curry. Ta-da! I hope you like it. It's not too spicy, but if you don't like it, that's okay too. You dig in. It's rich and flavorful with chunks of hearty carrots and radish. Daikon radish, I hope. Ugh, now I'm hungry, chat. Jonah eats his own portion with a quiet smile. Thank you for letting me do this small thing for you. Even if it was something so small, it felt good to spend time with you somewhere cozy. I'll be good next time. Cool. He smiles and he hesitates, then shakes his head. Let's hang out again soon. You have my number.
Bye.
Jonah gives you a big crushing hug and lets himself out. That was fine, chat. That was fine. I wasn't nervous. You fall asleep almost as soon as your head finds the pillow. Oh, what? No food poisoning, right? Of course not. Aw. Good. Chances are low, but you never know. And after seeing all the restrictions at the restaurant kitchen, I couldn't help worrying a little. Anyway, here's to your health. See you around, I hope. And that was sweet. Now I gotta go find this missing person. Sure. We've only gotten to floor 3 still. This new dungeon is hard.
I have a good feeling about this.
Trying to remember all the buttons again. Oops. It's fine. I'll take that. Oh. You're not allowed to hide in the corner like that. I don't need those. Money, money, money! A doppelganger recipe. Interesting. Okay, not clear this floor. Weird, cool. Oh, I didn't really need that yet. Well, also, we should change this item because this one is not really that great. We could just leave. Rest space. Oh my gosh! Okay. I think we got them all. Surfboard recipe. Nice. Oops. Boba tea was... Which room? Where did I leave? I don't actually remember, chat. No, not this one. It's this one. Okay! I'm not gonna go fight that thing. It has killed me more times than I care to think about. No. So, we're gonna run away! I may have forgotten the way out already. This way? Yes. Okay. Down we go. We found them. A hammer. The ornate hammer trembles in your hands, then transforms. Hello.
Ugh.
She groans in frustration.
You've got to be kidding me. Stuck as a hammer again?
What?
You're not from the
I should be back now. Hi, Brie. Welcome. I'm back? Okay. Yeah, OBS crashed for a second. Is what it is. But at least it was short this time.
Do you want to come by my gym for a smoothie sometime?
Are you hitting on us already? We've spoken like 2 words.
I'll let you know when I'm there, if you want to join me. Oh, by the way, I'm Leah Martillo. I'll text you. Maybe.
How? I didn't give you my number. Leah Martillo. Cute. Man, she's quick, isn't she? She hurries away looking embarrassed. I don't even know if that's the person we're supposed to find. Are we supposed to find a teacher? Go back for the boba tea. Yep. I don't want to battle Fate. Oh, wait, but there's a... Can I just... Oh. Okay. This is really difficult with the thing here. Y'all need to get out of... I did. No. I keep trying to like... There. Do that. I did it! We completed the challenge room. Oh. What? You know, some older people say the world was better before the internet. I'm not so sure. Universal access to knowledge and international friendships are pretty cool. Though, maybe things were slightly easier before social media. I believe that. Definitely, maybe. Let's get his thoughts though. How's up? Just feel so vulnerable online now, like I'm shouting from the world's tallest mountain. I want to connect with people. I think everyone does. But I don't really need strangers yelling at me. Fair point. Even if maybe I deserve it sometimes, I'm probably wrong a lot. But that's why I want to say things in private, and if I'm wrong, I'd rather find out from people who love me. That's a good point. Maybe they should invent a social media that just lets you float and soak and not have to engage. Like a jellyfish!
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Jellyfish. Maybe someday, huh? He gives the computers a friendly pat and transforms. Do we have anything to offer him for a gift? Cufflinks, cologne, novel, alcohol, cat toy. Frying pan. Not pansexual. Okay, maybe a little. Wow. Wow. Only in this game would that actually fly. Maybe. But it's a weapon. It could be a person. And the person could be pansexual. Hey, puns, right? Alright. Yay! Hey, thanks. I'll definitely use this. At least the media sphere can't touch us down here. Oh, can it? No. Let's say it can't. Fair enough. That was nice. Alright. So we did that. I forgot which way we came in here from. I have a map up above, and I'm just not using it. Ow! Those. Okay. Nice. Money, money, money. Oh, I didn't mean to. A bit early for that. Oh. That's a chasm. Boss monster? Already? Looks like there might be. He is good. Did I miss something on this board? I don't think so. I think that's it. Jordan, why are you talking about a boss monster already? Here we go. Ow.
All good. Want to try again soon?
Dang it. I was doing so well. I made a surfboard. Thanks for the salutes. We're getting all sorts of messages. Hold on. We haven't. That's not the outfit. That's the outfit. Stop. Did cousin Jesse leave his laundry here? Oh my goodness. Needs like a ball cap. Oh, it's a ball cap. Yeah, it doesn't match. Bowler hat? A blue flower. Alright. What do we got? Late summer is so bittersweet. Slowly shorter days, cold, weather on the horizon, friends leaving town. Wanna go for a hike with me to take some extra summer vibes? Plus, totally optional bonus wine. Where do we meet? Meet me at the vineyard. It's just southeast of town. Can't wait. Alright. Hey, Corey, I haven't forgotten I owe you a smoothie. Drop by my gym for a smashing good time. Their kale is really fresh. I don't really like kale. Neither does Toshi. Toshi just plays with kale. Can't wait. Alright. The gym? Oh. The gym. Hello. Gotta wander around, make sure there's no friends hanging around. You friend? Rowan arguing with Valeria. Rowan, no offense, but you can't pay me in leaves, or petals, or what even is this? Dust?
Facts.
Herbs are not mere leaves. They're conduits of the earth's power into the body. There's a moment of silence. Is she staring daggers at them?
Huh?
I need money, cash or credit, conduits of power into my bank account.
Good day.
Oh, Corey, wonderful. Maybe you can help her understand. I'm trying to purchase a portrait of Crawley here to go on the family wall.
Pretty bird.
Hi, Crawley. It seems my award-winning strain of Midnight Sun saffron isn't good enough in exchange. Nope. Even with a friend discount, you gotta pay actual money. $20 minimum. I'll pay.
No.
Aw. Sawyer warned me you might try to do this. I must insist that you do not. I pay my own debts. It's a gift! What then? You seriously don't have $20, Rowan?
Future.
I just would rather give you something less forgettable in exchange for something so important and unique. I have an idea. Why not show me some magic in exchange instead? That must be worth something.
Hmm?
What? But that's very personal. Are you sure? Love magic? Just pay her then. I suppose you're right. I'll go home and fetch my snuff box. I should have a few coins of some kind. Look, forget it. Here, it's just a sketch, but you can have this if you want it. She hands over a small, beautiful acrylic of a white raven in flight, looking proud yet elegant. That seemed like a whole lot of fuss over something that she was gonna give him anyway. Them. Sorry, chat. Mouthful of chips. It's magnificent. I don't know how to express my gratitude. Crowley puffs up his feathers in delight. Next time, bring your money with you, alright? We peasants like that stuff, even if it's forgettable. Noted. Thank you, Valeria. Truly. Bruin and Crawley depart, looking pleased with themselves. Well, that was cute. Okay. We could go meet the new person. Or we could do more Jonah's story. L'Amour Vineyard? I think we're going to the gym. What? What?
Hey.
Hey, Corey. I'm so glad you came. She hands you a smoothie menu. Anything look good? Tropical passion. Maybe. You know what, yeah. Ooh, passion. Something I appreciate. Oh, gosh. Down. Just cool down. It's not like that. It's just a drink. Hold heavy attack to spin and knock back. Ooh. I always take the green goddess. I'm a creature of habit. Or at least I was before. A shadow falls over the table as a man approaches. Yay.
Leah!
Okay. Leah, where have you been? Hiding. That Leah has has very much Jacob from Twilight vibes. Bella, where you been, loca? Yep. The stranger bounces excitedly into view. I'm not hiding. I just... Oh, where are my manners? Carlos, this is Corey. Corey, this is Carlos. We skate together. How did she learn our name? We said 2 words to her in the dungeon. 2.
Hi.
No, one of those was not our name. No, we haven't skated together much lately. Corey, is it? I mean, we used to. Well, until...
So...
Sorry. I didn't mean, oh! I heard you were coaching. How's that? It's... nothing. How are the trials going with a new partner? Anyone look promising? Good. I mean, okay. You know you can't be replaced, but... Oh, wait. Are you on a date? Just chatting. Hi! Carlos. Carlos laughs. Okay, I'll stop boring Corey with all the skating stuff. He says your name with extra emphasis, like he wants to make sure you know he'll remember it. Well, listen, love. It's been too long. I miss you. Please, let me cook for you. We'll just chill out. Corey can come if she wants to. Yeah. Yeah, totally. We'll plan something. Leah twists nervously at her hair.
Ciao.
Okay, bye, lovely. Oh, wait. Okay, bye, lovely. I read that wrong.
Bye.
Bye. Oof. Sorry that was so awkward, Corey. Carlos and I were training for the Grand Olympiad in Paris figure skating. We had a really good shot, too. And then I destroyed my knee. And both our careers. That's rough. Carlos and I trained as a pair since we were kids. I could never make it up to him. It's not your fault. Carlos would never blame me, but I know it's hurt him. It's taken me a year just to be able to skate normally on it, and the doctors say no jumps ever again. Miss the speed, the lifts and throws, air and adrenaline. You're fearless. You're pretty daring yourself, Corey, taking on the dungeon the way you do. We have that much in common. You drain the last of your smoothie. Would you like to offer a gift? Do I have anything to offer? Not really, no. Sewing kit machine? We don't really know much about her. Brushes? I'd be like Valeria. Nail polish. Perfume. Maybe a mystery novel? Something to do? That's kind of you. I'll take good care of it. Thanks. Well, I guess it's getting late. But maybe we can get together again sometime? Next time, without Kale. No, Kale. I promise. She giggles and waves goodbye. You head home. Well, that was... nice. I think she likes us, though. Grace just blew up our phone. Yep, I'd say she likes it. It was fun to hang out with you. You're a great listener. But maybe we talked too much about me? Let's make up for it now. Do you like cats, dogs, ferrets? What's your favorite music? Definitely cats? I like dogs, but I definitely like cats. But I'd also like dogs. Ferrets are cute. I don't think I could ever have a ferret. Who knows? There's a lot of energy in an animal. Though so do dogs. They have a lot of energy too. It's a loud kind of music. Occasionally. Loud is fun. Cats. Definitely cats. Just as I suspected. See you soon, I hope. I'm teaching a lot these days, but I'd love to see you again. Meet me at the skating rink? Should I bring skates? No, but if you're lucky, maybe they'll let you try the Zamboni. Ooh, maybe we can get fries or something. Nothing beats arena fries. Sounds like a date. Need to go meet Jonah. Oh, I just realized what we went to go meet her in, what outfit we were wearing to meet her for the first time, and I'm sure we made a great impression. Nothing really goes well with this Phoenix hat, but like... Right, let's change this before I forget. Decoy. Mine trap. Bug ally. Scares most enemies. Turret. Sleep. Center. Sure, let's play with lightning and thunder. No. This is inappropriately named. You easily spot Jonah. He waves you over and you start wandering through the vineyard.
Hey.
Thanks for coming. Okay. Thanks for coming. I know I've been up and down a lot lately. I'm more of a beer guy usually, but the hops fields aren't as pretty. I love the view. I know, right? It's like being in Italy, maybe. I've never been, but I imagine it's like this. Except here, we can just walk home when we're done. Well, so... yeah. He hesitates. You can tell he's been rehearsing something he wants to say. Isn't sure how to start. Smile and wait. You can say anything. That's a huge open door. Alright. Jonah blushes, realizing how easily you read him. Thanks. I'll try. He clears his throat, visibly steeling himself as he looks you in the eyes. Friends. I don't want this. I don't know if I want to know what he has to say, to be honest. Okay. A while ago, you said something about trusting weapon people because you followed your heart. It threw me into a little bit of a spiral because, well, I wanted your heart to lead me. or lead to me. Okay. I think I wanted to impress you so badly. I couldn't help second guessing my whole life. That's fine. Oh. Swing moves even faster. Swing hits an even wider area. Well, we all know how I feel about the dexterity thing, so... And you said you wanted to go with the flow, and I second-guessed myself again.
Sorry.
Of course, it's not your fault at all. I just see how quickly you grow and adapt. It's intimidating. I'm trying so hard. Hello, Ashu? Dungeon boys? Yes. And girls. And non-binary people.
Yeah.
I know. You can't help it. You make me want to try. You make me want to be a trier too. Because your effort is working.
I've seen it with my own eyes. From Jesse's barbecue till now, you've, well, leveled up.
So you can say that these boys have been well. Gosh.
I love that about you. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I want you to know that I'm growing too, as a person.
And I'm proud of you, Jonah.
Maybe not at the same rate or in the same way, but I am making progress towards my best self.
Oh, that's fine and totally valid. You are your own person. You're not me. We're not going to grow at the same rate or even in the same way. We're just both gonna grow. And that's fine. That's how it should be.
So, I hope you could be patient with me.
Same here.
Good. Then it's settled. I guess we're both gonna be growing for a long time.
Yes. I have done a lot of growing lately, and I'm excited to see just how far all of this growing will take me. I am probably the best I have ever been in terms of who I am. It's taken a long time. It's taken a really long time. But I'm very proud of myself. I just want to keep growing into the very best possible version of myself.
I don't know what I'm leveling up towards, but we'll find out together. The way I see it, we don't need to be perfect. We just need to be on our own journey, you know?
Exactly.
All I want is this moment, here, now, with you, with the world. Or, this moment. In this one. You know what I mean.
I do. He smiles at you. You're aware of the sun beating down on you as sweat trickles down your back. Ew, I forgot how hot it can be when you're not in the water. Let's walk. It's all downhill from here to the beach. You stop in at the winery for a refreshing moment of shade before walking through town. Eventually, you reach the sea, and as soon as your feet touch sand, you also hear a joyful bark. Mariposa runs up to you and hops, clearly barely restraining herself from jumping up on you. Hi, puppy. I knew it. She likes you. Let's have a swimming race. You'll have to try hard to keep up with us. Come on. Last one to the buoy is a nunchuck. Okay. Jonas throws off his shirt and plunges into the sea, seemingly without a care in the world. Mariposa follows. They both stop and look back at you from the water, smiling. Wait for me! You splash in behind them. The cold water is a shocking reminder that you're alive. You enjoy a long, playful evening together. You have reached maximum love rank with Jonah the X. Ooh. This is going to give us a lot of options for the one part. Hey, I just wanted to say, thanks for being you. Summer's almost over, but I'm glad we had what time we did. Hang loose. Aw, my friends like to tell me that too sometimes. Just, thanks for being you. And I go, I don't know how else to be. I'm just me. Honestly, I wouldn't want to be anything else but me. Anyway, that's off topic. We need things. I have no idea where that is. We need that for everything? How do I get that? I know these dungeons had, oh, Sawyer. Shops in them. Maybe there's a shop in this one. We gotta go talk to these two. What? You're saying it's your first time? No, I mean, well, sort of. I don't know. I don't want to mess things up. Well, there's no sense wasting time. They probably can't read your mind. So just ask them if they want to. Whenever you want to. But how? Like that. You just say, hey, do you want me? Sunder, Sunder, it's not the same as asking if somebody wants a coffee. Okay, well, you can throw in a flourish. I like to use a rose. And not having a shirt on helps. Don't remind me.
Hey.
Like so. Sometimes just a hello will do the trick. Oh my gosh! No, thank you. I mean, thank you for trying to help, but this has been... Tori, how long have you been there? Just walked in the door. Never mind. Don't answer that. Oh wait, hold on. Wrong person. He giggled and I thought, never mind, don't answer that. I wasn't talking about you and me. It was a hypothetical question. Is that okay? Don't take Sunder's advice.
Hey.
This world could use more openness and communication, don't you think? I mean... yes? But also... how... I'll have to get back to you on that one. Sure, but I don't want to be, like, sexually aggressive or make anyone uncomfortable. Different scores for different swords. Each person has their own preferences anyhow. Exactly. For example, if I engage my abs versus flex or scoop, it attracts a different type. Leave your shirt, jacket thing, or... yeah, no. I'm just gonna, go. But thanks.
See ya.
You can pay me back later. I have to get back to work anyway. Good seeing you, Corey. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Nope. Sawyer flees the scene and Sunder winks as he saunters away. He saunters. What else would he do? Ah, poor Sawyer. Okay. Oh, you know, 5. Let me get back to 5.
We're equal partners in this, okay?
Okay. I missed that. And then I didn't. Wasn't expecting reinforcements. Grab that. That's not what I need, but okay. Seven's eyes glitter with mischief. Finally. Oh, here's something worthwhile that universities can offer. Dangerous chemicals, free for the learning. See anything here that could explode? Not good idea, 7. You rummage through the bottles and jars, and you're not really sure what you're looking for. You also don't actually look that hard. Shockingly, you don't find anything useful. This jar says sodium chloride. That sounds dangerous. What do you think? I think you'll be disappointed. 7 grins. Well, I'm gonna try anyway. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. He chucks the jar at a wall. It shatters, spreading white dust everywhere. 7 watches eagerly, but nothing happens. Told you, it's sodium chloride. Oh well. Oh well. I guess I got to break something, I guess. Or at least I got to break something, I guess. Would you like to offer a gift? Oh, sure. So, black nail polish? Oh, black nail polish. That's actually kind of cool. Thanks. Let's find some monsters to smash then. Gotta get some excitement somehow. Uh-huh. So good. I don't actually think. Ow! Dude, now. That was annoying. Lightning and thunder combined to go with the light. The saber. Oh. It's this way. Here. Here we go. Just need a block. There are a lot of first aid kits here. Oh gosh, no wonder. Holy crap. That's a lot of enemies. I'll take that one. Whew. Alright, take that as well. Oh, that's where we came. This way. Oopsie daisy. Sorry, Lord. This. Oh, take money. Oh. Thanks for coming to say hello. Okay. Let's go here. Ouch. Hey, there's money here. Thank you. It's like, give me the money, please. This. You can do this? Probably not. And you're gonna take it anyway? Absolutely. Well. Just want the what? Thank you. I don't like these rooms with the things. It makes things so difficult. No. I'm getting it. ass for no reason. Okay, I think I got it. Let's go collect all the boba tea we left around places. I don't remember. There's one over here. Thank you. And then there was one. Here. Perfect. This is not right. So, up here, through this one, and down here. Yeah. Give me the coins and money. And blue. Oh, this is new. Seba looks at the paintings in progress and sighs. Sometimes I just get a little jealous of visual arts. Painting, drawing, sculptures, they're all so permanent compared to music. Dancing especially is so ephemeral in the moment. You don't save it in museums. Funny to think a picture of me dancing might last thousand years longer than my actual dance moves. That's the beauty of it. True, dance is the ultimate here and now art form, so maybe the oldest one. Or also maybe the oldest one. Painters and sculptors can keep their museums. I don't need them. I'd rather just make something beautiful and give people some comfort. No need for performance. If making entertainment for the masses is good enough for Shakespeare, it's good enough for me. He squeezes your hand and you feel him shift it into his weapons one. No. Oh, I don't need those right now. What am I missing? This is where we started. Oh. Did that stapler just bite me? That seems weird. Okay. That was rude. Do we need the money? Probably not. Can I take it? Yes. Also, K-pop idol asking me if we need money. This to me. Why? It just is. Okay, so then stop running away and coming back. Whew. Just gonna go. You know what? We haven't used her yet. I'm almost at the bottom. Kind of a bad spot to use a new weapon. Oh. Okay. That's kind of cool. Brewing some boba tea and fast. A break sounds like a good idea. Oh, something reeks. Wait, no, I know this smell. I haven't smelled this since high school. Is that formaldehyde? Ugh. I agree. I was in an honors biology class, and you're not going to believe this, but they had us dissect something horrible. I'm still ashamed. I was also in an honors biology class, but we did not have to dissect something awful, thank goodness. Most likely a cat.
Ugh.
Yes, ugh. That was nursing students at my community college. I just sucked. I think it was nursing students. It's very sad. I hated every minute, but I was always an overachiever. I wanted the A. I was such a coward. It'd be one thing if I was in pre-med or something, but I was just a random student, you know? I can still remember its little black and white fur. I felt bad about it ever since. I wrote letters to various animal rights groups, and eventually they discontinued the program. Phew, that feels better. Let's just get out of here. It still smells awful. Turns away from the lab equipment decisively. you like to offer a gift? Not sure. What do we have to offer? A sewing machine? She likes that. Ah! How did you know I needed a new one? You're a lifesaver. I didn't know. Ask Carter. Oops. Okay, we're surviving. No, we're not. We're not gonna survive this. But like, we're surviving pretty well. No, oh, I forgot about the Phoenix thing.
I hope you didn't pull a muscle.
Oh, I totally forgot about the Phoenix thing. The power of the Phoenix hat. I forgot. Well, that was something. Oh wait, do we have any friends out and about? Just gonna run into all the buildings, that's fine. Oh, yep. Oh look, it's a by 7. And show no? Yep. And our cousin. Okay, I have the tickets. Did you want popcorn or something?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, obviously. Nah, I'm good. But hey, Corey's here. Wanna join us? We're seeing Double-Edged. The movie's about a wielder who sneaks into a weapons-only mafia to rescue his partner.
Yeah.
The reviews are pretty good for an action movie. Excellent fight choreography. I'll buy your ticket. My treat. Sure. You all head in and watch the movie together. I miss watching movies with friends. The lead seems unusually muscular for a librarian, but his love for his cute baseball bat boyfriend makes you smile. Aw, that's so cute. A thrilling moment follows a whole arsenal chasing the wielder over rooftops and through blacksmiths. At the climax, the wielder outsmarts the mafia boss in a showdown between baseball bat and broadsword. Ooh, it's quite the showdown. As credits roll, you breathe a sigh of relief. Love wins again, it seems. Not bad, right? I love the transformation effects. The real thing is less impressive, but it feels cool, you know? Yeah, it's like CG stands for cool and glamorous. And they made the mafia boss so easy to hate, like when she grabbed her lieutenant's hilt without asking. Anyway, thanks for the invite, Sev. It was fun. Let's watch something again sometime. Sev? That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
Sure thing.
See ya.
Later, cuz. Bye, Jesse. Return to your afternoon walk. I was on an afternoon walk? That explains so many things. Alright, let's go talk to Leah again. Find Leah alone, skating long, meditative strokes. Her blades carve a deep ripping sound into the ice. I've always wanted to learn how to ice skate. I can rollerblade, but I've never learned to ice skate, despite the fact that I own a pair of ice skates that I don't even know if they fit my feet. Maybe one day. I really want to. I think it'd be fun. She sees you and comes to a stop beside the boards.
Hi.
Corey, it's nice to see your friendly face. Wow, this place is huge. Rough session? You could say that again. She takes off her skates. Her fingers pull at the laces quickly, automatically. I've been working with this student, Sophia. Very talented. She wipes the blades dry and puts the skates in her bag. But she's unfocused, frustrated. She struggles with her double axel. I hate it when that happens. I kind of know what a double axel is. It's a jump. Okay, what is that? Okay, it's a jump where you skate forward, then leap into the air off one foot. Okay, so that's kind of what I was picturing. As she explains, she mimes it, but stops short of actually jumping. I used to watch ice skating when I was younger, like Olympic ice skaters and everything. I thought they were so cool. And do 2.5 rotations. She turns on her toes in an awkward little dance. And then backwards. She sticks the landing. Woo! Or if you're Sophia, 2 rotations land forward. Boom. Butt on the ice. Ow! Sophia's really tough. I think she'll get it if we keep working on it. Every time she falls, she gets right back up and tries again without complaining, but her mom stands by the boards the entire practice, shouting. That's so irritating. I don't... Parents that... Okay, yes, you want your parents to be involved and supportive and stuff, and that's great, but like the parents that are like living through their children's potential fame and glory and push them really hard are toxic and just need to not. Just let them have fun. That's what it's about. It's about fun. It's not really about winning. I mean, yeah, winning is nice. It feels good, but it's about fun. It's about learning something new and doing something cool and just enjoying it in the moment. Let them do that.
Sophia, you're not trying. Sophia, you're wasting time.
Ugh! Ah! Who could possibly focus with that kind of harassment? Sorry, she just really gets under my skin, even just thinking about it. She exhales slowly and seems to regain her composure. Well, I'd ask her to leave, but the association is on my case to make her happy. Uh-huh. How can I deliver results if she keeps interfering and psyching Sophia out? Leah glares as if she could smash the ice with a look. Lure her to the dungeon. Do it.
Huh?
The mom? What do you think she should learn in there? Dodge more? And yelling won't attract treasure. I like both of these options. But yelling won't attract treasure. And it won't bring skating medals either.
Yeah.
Maybe we should bring her with us into the dungeon. I was joking, but yes. If she has the skating association wrapped around her finger, Monster should be no match. She stretches, relaxing. Would you like to offer a gift? Didn't we just gave her... You know what? Sure. You want some eyeshadow? Yep. That's kind of you. I'll take good care of it. Thanks. Let's go for a walk. Get some fresh air. We follow her out into the sunlight. Sometimes I daydream about doing something else. Nice. Enemies who hit walls take extra damage. Enemies who hit walls are also stunned. I like the extra damage. She looks around like she's afraid of being followed. Her voice drops to a whisper. Something outside of skating. What do you have in mind? Don't get me wrong. I still love skating. And coaching is something I'm learning. But I miss, I don't know, my own training. And I have creative interests too, like... She looks around again, still suspicious.
No.
No. Can't say it. Tell me when you're ready. I Thanks. Maybe another time. I just don't know if I want to make it real by saying it out loud. Oh, I know that feeling. She hesitates. You notice you're on a secluded path under a beautiful shade tree. So, not to change the topic, but I totally want to change the topic.
Huh.
Is your kissing as on point as your listening skills? I prefer talking.
Oh.
Sorry. I didn't mean to assume. I mean, that's cool. I like talking to you too. I hope we can do more of it soon. I hate that. I too. I hate the part where like just the awkward part in all of it where it's like, oh, I really like you, and it's like, yeah, I just want to be friends, and you're like, oh, yeah, friends is cool. I hate that because it makes you feel so guilty. Ah, why? Why does this exist? It's like my life a lot of the time. It's like anytime you, and I hate like having to be that person too. Like when you start to kind of suspect, and you're like, hey, just so you know, I'm not really interested in that kind of a relationship, and then like they're like, oh yeah, no, it's like it's all so very awkward and uncomfortable, and it always makes me feel guilty for like absolutely nothing, because all I am is just stating the truth and the way I am. But then it's like, why am I like this? And can we find a different way of doing this, please? Like I literally would love to just wear a sign like just friends or not interested. Then it's out there and in the open, and there's no awkward conversation that has to happen, and if they don't get it after that, then that's on them. Anyway, tangent. Sorry. But that just made me think of that, because that's kind of what happened. Ugh. There. But no, work and everything. I don't know my schedule either. We can play it by ear.
Bye.
Leah inches away with a little smirk, waving goodbye. Emotional baggage? Is that? I don't even know if that. I mean, maybe. Are you talking about Leah or my rant? My little tangent there. Cause like, see, even this is usually like, once you're like, oh, I'm just not interested, they're like, oh, okay, and then they try to play it off cool, and everything's like, yes, okay, fair. And like, everything's just like, still awkward, and then they just like, they're like, you know, I forgot to, walk my turtle. Toshi's right there, why not? And then they're gone, and then you might hear from them occasionally, maybe, but then it's like it's so awkward for a while. Is it maybe you know, maybe it's just me. Who knows? You know, who knows? Maybe it's just that just happens to me. I don't think I've ever had a single time where like that kind of thing has come up and it hasn't turned all awkward and awful. Sounds like an Ace thing, not a you thing. Well, I mean, partially. But I think like Aloes would probably still have that problem occasionally too. But who knows?
Hey, what do you want, Peanut?
Okay. You head home. Okay. That's the end of that awkward encounter. I've been thinking about you. Mostly thinking how nice it is to spend time with you. Cool. Sunglasses. Seems very nice. And smooth and not... You're a good listener. I felt a lot better after talking to you. I just want you to know that I appreciate that. My pleasure. I like listening to people who talk about their passions. Speaking of cats, I was cuddling with mine since she recently rediscovered that she can cuddle on my lap. Aww. Yeah, Peanut's been, she hopped down now so I can type better. Nice. Peanut's been laying in front of my monitor a lot and climbing up on top of the dresser and the pile of movie binders that are stacked there. But she's starting to actually sleep in one of the cubbies in her cat tree. So that's fun.
What? I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm actually gonna... I know we had a late start, and I would normally go longer, but I think we're gonna wrap up here. I have other things to do. Yes. Today. So... This was fun. I really enjoyed sharing my idea with you guys and what I've come up with for the board game. And I absolutely love this game still. It's so much fun. I love the stories and everything. Okay. Who are we gonna go raid? Oh, Lizzie is streaming. Let's go raid Lizzie Bears. Also, I've been really bad about posting the raid message. So I'm gonna remember to do that. And thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks for spending any time here that you decided to do. Have a great rest of your day, night, evening, morning, if it's morning for you, whatever it might be in your time zone. And just take care and be safe, everyone. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Bye-bye now.